Okay, so a number of you asked questions about the cerebrospinal fluid, so I thought I would take just a minute to go over that with all of you. All right, so the cerebrospinal fluid is a clear, watery fluid that has salt, potassium, glucose, tons of other proteins that are in it, and it is in that space between the arachnoid and pia mater in the CNS. It is secreted by the choroid plexus and travels through the ventricles of the brain and the central canal of the spinal cord. Not only does it supply nutrition from the brain, but as I talked about, or nutrition to the brain, sorry, but as I talked about in the sleep section, it also removes byproducts of metabolism or garbage that's kind of floating around your brain that needs to come out that you do not need there. It also has a really important function in that it serves as a protective cushion to surround the CNS. Our bodies produce about a pint or 500 milliliters of CSF every single day, and it's continually replacing it as it is absorbed. It actually makes about 0.63 milliliters per minute of cerebrospinal fluid, which is a lot. But overall, its total volume at any one point in time is usually between 125 and 150 milliliters. As it passes or bathes your brain and passes over, it gets absorbed through a number of blood vessels and moves into your blood eventually to be filtered like any other thing through your kidneys and your liver before you pass any waste products out of your body. So the cerebrospinal fluid is formed in the ventricles by the specialized tissue called the choroid plexus. So the major pathway of the flow is just like this. It starts in the lateral ventricles, and then it flows through two different passageways into the third ventricle. After it flows through the third ventricle, it flows down a long, narrow passage, which is a particular aqueduct. I do not believe I required you to know the name of that aqueduct. I'm looking here, and I don't, so we will not add that. But it flows through that aqueduct into the fourth ventricle. Once it's in the fourth ventricle, it passes through these foramina, so these three small foramina, into that subarachnoid space surrounding the brain and spinal cord. Refresh yourself, go back to the other slide so that you know where that is. And like I said, it's absorbed through blood vessels that are over the surface of the brain, and it goes back into the bloodstream. I almost forgot to mention some of it also occurs through the lymphatic system, and then everything else is carried away and filtered through our kidneys and our liver. So under a normal condition, there is a really delicate balance in the amount of CSF that is produced versus the rate it is actually absorbed. And when that balance is disrupted, it results in something called hydrocephalus. And there are a lot of different things that can disrupt this balance, but the most common that you're going to see are blockage and obstruction somewhere along that pathway that the cerebrospinal fluid flows. And there are a ton of different things that can do this as well. I had this question quite a bit. There are so many, I'm not going to list them all here, but some of the things you may likely see would be brain tumors, cysts, scarring, infection, those sorts of things. I hope that this video was helpful to you. I have found a video made by this group in Australia. It's a really good YouTube video that shows it with animations. I'm going to link that. It will actually be right below this video. So as I always tell you guys, please like and subscribe. I will add this stuff to your Blackboard, but this way, you know, if you don't happen to get the announcement, you will get the notification that I put a new video up for you. I hope that helped you with this information. Let me know if you have any additional questions over it or if I haven't covered something, but this is the bulk of what I want you to know for this course. So make sure that you understand this flow. You should be able to draw it out. You should be able to discuss where it comes from, the pathway that it takes, which I have right here for you, and where it goes. And I hope that's it. I think this is the shortest video I've made for you guys, so you're welcome. All right, have a great day. Bye.